In today's exploration of cybersecurity tech news, the battle for Ukraine continues, and so do the operations in cyberspace. In this video, I'll be covering what's happened in the last day or two in cyber and information warfare when it comes to the invasion of Ukraine. Our first topic is interesting. It's being widely reported that Anonymous have hacked into Russian state TV channels and broadcasted Ukrainian songs to the people of Russia. There's a video of a guy flicking through Russian TV channels and they're all playing pro-Ukrainian songs. There's another example where Russian TV was apparently hacked to play videos of what's going on the ground in Ukraine, showing the chaos and destruction to the people of Russia. Now, I was quite surprised when I saw news of this hack. It was widely shared on Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, and on lots of mainstream news sites. However, and I hate to be the party pooper, but all is not as it seems. Now, I obviously want to bring you guys the truth, and given just how many people have been watching my videos on Ukraine the last couple of days, I feel like I have a responsibility to call out fake hacking news when I see it, especially when that news goes viral. And this hack of Russian TV is more than sus. The only evidence of it are the same two clips floating around the interwebs. If this did actually happen, you would expect social media to be absolutely spammed with videos. Also, nobody can even say which TV channels specifically were hacked. And there are no instances that I can see of this being reported on by any Russian media. Now, of course, Russian media is heavily regulated. Hell, Russian news sites are effectively banned from even calling what's going on in Ukraine a war. But if you take RT for example, Putin's propaganda news agency, they have reported on anonymous operations in recent days, and they are not afraid to use news of actual hacks as opportunities, turning them into pro-Putin propaganda somehow. I am going out on a limb here calling this BS, and I'd be happy to be wrong, because if it is true, that is kind of epic. But I have to keep you guys informed of reality and call out BS when I see it. But regardless of some hacking news being fake, the truth of what really is going on is just as interesting. So let's get to some things that actually happened. Trolls identifying as Anonymous have been screwing with Putin's private yacht. If you didn't know, Putin has a super yacht, because of course he does. It looks pretty amazing and it's apparently cost $100 million. But anyway, Anonymous hackers have been manipulating the ship automatic identification system. This is a system that allows for tracking and identification of ships at sea. This makes websites like Marine Traffic possible, where you can see live tracking of ships, where they're heading, and some information about them. Well, people have been messing with this system. The destination of Putin's super yacht was changed to Anonymous, with an arrival date of April 1st. They then changed the location of the ship to make it look like it had crashed into Ukraine's Snake Island, of course a reference to the now famous attack on Snake Island. They then changed the destination of the ship to Hell. Putin's super yacht likely became a target for trolls because it abruptly set sail from Germany to Russia last month, making sure it would be out of the reach of the West in case Western countries decided to impose sanctions on Russia and perhaps try to impound the ship. The methods Anonymous used in this troll are not new. People screwing with this automatic identification system has been a problem for a while now. Next up, you'll remember in my previous video I talked about how Conti, one of the world's most infamous and dangerous ransomware gangs, pledged their full allegiance to Putin, vowing to use their hacking capabilities against the West, only to change their minds shortly after, redacting their support for Putin. When I covered this a few days ago, we didn't know why they took back their support for Putin. However, there have been some rather explosive developments. It turns out that Conti works with Ukrainian affiliates, one of which was not happy with their group's support for Putin, so much so that he created an anonymous Twitter account dedicated to leaking confidential Conti data. The leaks contain over a year's worth of confidential chat logs between various Conti members, and this whole leak is publicly downloadable. In addition to those chat logs, there's internal Conti software, training material, and so on. He's basically dumped everything he can get his hands on to create as much damage to the Conti cybercrime gang as possible. This dump reveals that the Conti cybercrime gang has in the past few years received over 65,000 Bitcoin in ransom payments. At today's price, that's $2.7 billion US. It's absolute insanity. But what effect will these leaks have on Conti? Well, we can only wait and watch. Their dark web blog remains online and they're still operating, leaking data from their victims that refuse to pay their ransom. Next up, the Russian news agency TASS had their website hacked and defaced by Anonymous. They replaced the website with an anti-war message, urging Russians to help stop the war. When translated, it says, 5,300 Russians and Ukrainians have been killed in 4 days, more than the First Chechen War. Now, it's possible this wasn't a hack from an external group, but rather an inside job, as the message reads, "Some of us will be fired or even jailed, but we can't take it anymore," signing off with "Indifferent journalists of Russia." To be fair, I think the indifferent bit is just a bad translation. These guys sound anything but indifferent. Now, whilst website defacements are often seen as vanity projects on the part of hacktivists, this case is kinda different. Keep in mind, a lot of Russians, especially the older generation, mainly get their news from state-run media. TASS is a state-run media organization, so perhaps operations like this will sow the seed of doubt in the minds of the Russian people. So this is what's been going on the last couple of days. There's a lot I haven't covered in this video, so make sure to hit the bell icon and turn notifications on so you're notified as soon as my next update on the Ukrainian war goes live. This video was made possible by PlexTrac, the cybersecurity reporting and workflow management platform that empowers continuous assessment and effective collaboration between teams to ensure you win the right security battles. Create assessment reports in half the time and collaborate throughout the remediation lifecycle. Centralize your remediation efforts across all scans, assessments, and audits with powerful risk visualizations, scanner and ticketing integrations, and enhanced analytics. Communicate risks clearly across your team and in real time, working more efficiently and effectively with PlexTrac. You can claim your free month of the PlexTrac platform exclusively for Satonic viewers using the link in the video description. As always, if you found this video helpful, make sure to shoot me a like to let me know, and stay tuned for more hacking videos, and have a good one.